Hi and welcome to Maths class. Today we're looking at a thing called the Cartesian plane. Now that might be a new word for you, but I don't think that the concept of the Cartesian plane will be completely new because what we're looking at is a grid which helps us to locate points. So let's have a look at what a Cartesian plane looks like. There's the Cartesian plane. Now we don't always see it with the grid, but the grid helps us to put the points in the right place. But what you can see there are two number lines, one that goes left to right and one that goes up and down. And they go all the way from the negative numbers across to the positive numbers, passing through zero. And what you can see is that there is a point where the two lines meet, and that point has a special name. So have a look at this. So the point where the two lines meet is called the origin, and that's where the horizontal line and the vertical line are both zero. The horizontal line we call the x-axis, and we usually label it with a little x. And the vertical line we call the y-axis, and we label it with a y. But we don't usually write the title the x-axis, we just call it the x-axis and put an x on the end to remind us. So that's what the Cartesian plane looks like. How about what we're going to do with it? So what I'm going to show you now is we're just going to start by looking at part of the Cartesian plane where the numbers are all positive. So let's have a look at that. Let's get rid of that. And let's give you this. There it is. So you can see now that my x numbers go from 0 to 5 and the y numbers also go from 0 to 5. The 0 again isn't marked, but we know that it's where the two axes meet. All right, so let's find some points on this line. This is the way I locate the points. I start at the origin and then I move to the right a certain amount and I move up a certain amount. So for example, if I started at the origin and I went to the right 2 and up 3, this is where I would end up. Can you see that? I've gone to the right 2 and up 3. Now we have a special way of labeling this and we just do it alphabetically. So the x numbers go first and that's how far across I go, and then the y numbers come second and that's how far up I go. So you can see that I've drawn these two numbers in brackets with a comma in between. And this is called a coordinate pair. Don't worry too much about the word, we'll meet it again later. This is a coordinate pair, but the important thing about this pair of numbers is that the first one is x and the second one is y. Okay, so I start with x and I move across and then I go to the y number and I go up. So what I want you to do is think about where would I put the number 4, 1. That's x is 4 and y is 1. It's the number 4, 1. Pause, then point to your screen to think about where you would put it. Is that where you put it? That's the point 4, 1. So you can see how useful this is for all sorts of reasons like map reading and things like that, but we use it a lot in maths when we're trying to locate points. So it's a very important skill. Now, there's another specific kind of point that I haven't done yet. So let's do a different example. See if you can think about where you would put the point 0, 3. Pause it and then point to your screen and check your answer against mine. 0, 3. Does your answer match mine? That's the point 0, 3. So I started at the origin and how far did I go across? None, because x is 0 and then I went up 3. Okay, we're ready to meet the whole Cartesian plane now, which involves both positive and negative numbers. So let's do that. All right, there's my Cartesian plane. You'll notice I've kept the numbers from 0 to 5, but the numbers keep going on forever. So if I wanted to, I could change the numbers, but let's stick with just going from 0 to 5 and from 0 to -5 if we're going in the opposite direction. So have a look at the x-axis. It's a number line that goes from -5 to 5, and the middle of it is 0. That's where the origin is. And the y-axis is the same. It goes down from -5 and up to +5, going through 0 in the middle. Okay. The rule about how to locate points is exactly the same, but now there's an extra thing added where if my number is negative, I don't go to the right, I go to the left. Or if I'm on the y-axis, I don't go up, I go down. So let's start with the point 3, -1. have a think about where you think it is. 3, -1, point to it, and then check my answer. Hopefully that's what you got. All right, let's do another one now. I should explain that. We went to the right 3 and then we went down 1 because my y value, the second number, is negative, which means instead of going up 1, I went down 1. All right, let's look at another one. Let's look at the number -4, -3. See if you can find where the number -4, -3 is. Is that what you got? So I went -4 first, which means because it's negative, I went to the left 4. And then -3 means I go down. So -4, -3. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a point and I want you to write down what you think the coordinates of that point are. All right, what are the two numbers in order with x first and y second? Always we go in alphabetical order. Okay, so I've made the point red. Where is the red point? Pause your movie, pause your video, and then have a look at my answer. Did you get 2, -3? That's because to get to that point, starting at the origin, I had to go to the right 2 and then down 3. So that makes this point 2, -3. All right, let's do another one. Can you see the green point? All right, pause and then think about what you think the coordinates in brackets with a comma are going to be for that point. And there it is. It's -2, 0, because I start at the origin and I go to the left 2, which means my x value is negative, and then I don't go up and down at all, which means that my y value is 0. Okay, so that's our introduction to the Cartesian plane.